3 years ago, I dropped Pond them tops. It's like their anniversary, and I just happen to have court on this day. Everything just came together. So I got this to be extra fucking childish, making families mad. And oh well, because they ain't gonna do shit about it.
Smoking on that Axwood pack.
Oh yeah, you know it. Matter of fact, I got the smoke on this dead motherfucker as we speak.
Video of the scene shows people ducking for cover.
They were just doing party and he just stopped by and started shooting.
Saturday, July 13th was a beautiful and sunny day in North Oakland's Telegraph Ave neighborhood. An area known for its shops, this weekend was filled with people trying to hang out and spend time with their families on the weekend. A lot of locals were super excited for the grand reopening of the recently closed Glamour Beauty Supply store. However, in a split second, everyone's relaxing and weekend vibes were turning to panic when a hail of gunfire erupted in the area.
Shots went through the window and I was ducking behind the chairs in a donut shop.
Patrons in this small strip mall off of 40th Street and Telegraph Ave began running into nearby businesses to avoid gunfire, which was actually captured on cell phone video. Shots went through the windows of nearby businesses. In the midst of all the mayhem, police arrived and discovered one victim was fatally shot. This victim was Aliana Green, a rising rapper by the name of Tan DAGOD. This is an insane story because most of the time you hear stories of ops pulling up and airing out events, you think of manly gang rappers. But this time around, it seems that the female rapper who got gunned down was just as savage and just as disrespectful as the most fried crash out rapper you can imagine. Man, today we gotta talk about the beef that took out Tan DAGOD, a Bay Area rapper with a very controversial past filled with self-defense shootings, dissing the dead, mocking through music in a gangland style hit that unfortunately took her life. Upon first hearing this story, it sounds like something that could have been a subplot in the ongoing beef with street rappers like those in Jacksonville and Chicago. However, this time around, the victim was a seemingly bubbly, confident woman who let internet clout get to her head. Man, let's tap into this situation right now, but before we do, I gotta get y'all to do something for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna run this video, man. We on the road to 100K subscribers, so make sure y'all tap in. Make sure you hit that link in the description at staysafeworld.com and go cop some merch too. So let's get into it. Tan DAGOD was making a name for herself in the Oakland rap scene, coming off a viral promo run with one of the most disrespectful album rollouts known to man.
What the f? This ain't the album cover, right? Wood Pack? Oh, hell no.
It gave her a fan base of people who co-signed it. But fame is often a double-edged sword, and the reason why she was gunned down might actually be the same reason why she was known throughout the city in the first place. But in order to understand how things even got to this point, we gotta start this story from the jump. Aliana Green grew up in the Oakland area, and from a young age, she knew how crazy the city could get. Being from the Bay, she always wanted to be a rapper, but she was different than mainstream female rappers in this era. She had a focus on lyrics and bars rather than showing off her body and being half naked, in her own words. She started off freestyling and making songs for fun, and this eventually grew to her going to studios. However, she didn't end up taking rap seriously till around 2021. As her journey with music progressed, she decided to name herself Tan DAGOD as an homage to her mother that she lost, who was also named Tan. At the same time, she wasn't cosplaying being associated in the streets. She was real deal in the streets at a crash dummy level, I'm not gonna lie. She was getting money and fame and had connections, but just like everyone in the streets, she soon faced a dire situation that almost ended her life in 2021. At around this time, she was in a toxic relationship with an apparent gang member from the Oakland area. In the midst of their relationship, this man apparently not only threatened her, but apparently threatened to take out her whole family as well. It was at this point Tan DAGOD basically made the realization that it was either going to be him or her, and she wasn't trying to lose her life or any of her family members' lives over a crazy boyfriend.
Abusive relationship or something? Did it get to the point where like you had no choice?
Yeah, it's like you ain't got no choice. Like sometimes you really don't have a choice. Like I know females that never had a choice, and they was just dude popping up and threatening the whole family, and you know, and you know where people live. And I think about it, I'm like, you know where my loved ones live? You gotta go.
She basically details everything that led up to this moment in a now viral podcast. She said the relationship took an eerie turn when her ex regularly would talk about smoking her and basically taking her life. In a crazy argument where her life was threatened, she or someone else apparently smoked her ex in self-defense. While that would seem like the end of the story, things got a lot worse and a lot darker very quick when she decided to mock his death in an album rollout, which we'll get into right now. Shortly after apparently killing her ex in self-defense, Tan DAGOD saw the opportunity that her story could help in being a promotion run for her music. While it's not 100% sure whether she was the person who pulled the trigger or not, her family in the aftermath of her death have apparently come out and said that she was not even the person who killed her ex. She has been giving conflicting information about this, however, regardless if she did it or not, she took full advantage of the whole narrative by releasing an album that might go down, like I said, as the most disrespectful piece of work I have ever seen in my life. She dropped an entire album called OPP PACK. She basically took a picture of her ex and made him into a shape of a backwoods cigar as the cover. If you didn't know already, smoking the dead is one of the most disrespectful things you could say in the rap or gang world. It's the type of shit that the gang rappers like Chief Keef or Julio would say when they were looking at ways to diss their ops. It's essentially a taunt saying I'm disrespecting your fallen member and you can't do anything about it. However, time and time again, we've seen throughout the rap world that this doesn't usually end well. For instance, look at Jacksonville rapper Julio. He was taunting Young and Ace saying he was smoking on his fallen member 23 just to end up getting smoked himself. And now the cycle continues with Young and Ace walking around drinking Don Julio shots, basically taunting Julio's associates and affiliates. As you can tell, putting this type of energy out there will result in more than likely you meeting the same demise. However, Tan DAGOD took it even further and would go on podcasts to promote her project and make sure to diss her ex to the fullest. She even went out of her way to pull up to the Off the Porch podcast with Dirty Glove Bastard and bring a whole tombstone in remembrance of her ex to mock his death and basically invited her ops to slide. Honestly, that is crazy. I'm not sure she thought she had enough protection to do these type of things and survive, but obviously she was making all the wrong moves. And the crazy thing about all this is all these platforms will record her saying this and wouldn't even cut out the footage or like try to check her and ask if she was ready for the smoke like that. They just monetized it the same way she did, and it began to spread like wildfire, with even academics reacting to it. However, as fans saw this message and rallied around her as an abused woman taking the life of her abuser in self-defense, people who were close to her ex apparently saw the same message and took the invitation to slide personally, which leads us to chapter 3, Dissing the Dead Gone Wrong.
For clues in a shooting yesterday that left a woman dead. It happened at about 5 p.m. in the 4000 block of Telegraph Avenue. The Bay Area News Group says the 27-year-old San Leandro woman was shot after getting into a dispute with another person. So far, no arrests have been made.
On July 13th, 2024, Tan DAGOD was back in the city. She had been contacted by Glamour Beauty Supply's owner because they were having a black-owned business day, and she was a history of supporting black-owned businesses in the Oakland area. The owner and her agreed to have a meet and greet event for her at their grand reopening to highlight black businesses in the area. They had a bunch of performers, a bunch of artists, and basically just were trying to have a neighborhood block party to spread the word. If you don't know about Telegraph, it's like a nicest type shopping district of Oakland that doesn't have many black care places, you know. Especially when this store originally closed, people felt marginalized and that they didn't have easy access to a place where they could get all the things they need for people that look like them. So when they saw the event and the grand opening basically going down, the locals definitely were excited to check it out. Unfortunately for Tan, it seemed like her ops must have gotten the invitation too. Shortly before 5 p.m, Tan was seen posting her story and on IG Live that she was at the store taking selfies with fans and interacting with customers in her usual bubbly way. People took pictures of her Tesla X in the parking lot and made sure to get pictures with her. However, soon after the event ended, at around 5 p.m, a group of 6 men with masks approached the store while she was still in the parking lot. She might have recognized the man because she apparently stepped out and confronted them. An argument ensued before one of the masked up men began shooting rapidly in her direction. This is where fans and bystanders began running into nearby businesses, ducking from gunfire. The group of men then escaped on foot. Shortly before police arrived, in the midst of the shooting, bystanders remember Tan yelling she was hit multiple times, along with another bystander getting apparently hit too. Tan was transported to the hospital where she later died from her injuries, while the person ended up getting reportedly hit is in stable condition. Currently, there's no suspects for this situation, and police are still working on a motive. The family has come out and said that she was just being disrespectful for clout, and she had actually nothing to do with the shooting. While that is still not really making sense, you know, because a lot of people have researched this and haven't really found anything about a self-defense allegations or anything like that. It seems more likely that she was just using the situation where he got murked or something, basically in a way to promote her music career, which honestly makes sense. You know, think about someone that's just in the hood trying to come up and they don't really have many options. Yes, she said she was rich, which, I mean, obviously she had some type of money, but everyone wants to get their music out there, and the fastest way to get your music out there is through controversy. Unfortunately, in the rap world, it seems like that controversy usually comes in dissing off, making fun of them, or just generally being as disrespectful as possible, because that's what the fans want to see. That's what the fans notice. That's what everyone notices. They don't notice the good and positive type of things like her helping black-owned businesses and stuff like that. They notice the negative of people crashing out. That's really what they want to see, which is super unfortunate, but at the same time makes total sense, because it's like a spectacle. You know, people see that type of stuff and then it makes them watch because they think it's like a movie and they're living vicariously through these rappers, but little do they know this is very real life, and you can't be doing this and have no protection, especially in California where the gun laws aren't just on the regular. You can just open carry or anything like that. You need to have armed security or something like that to be able to do that, and it doesn't seem like she had some type of armed security or good security. I mean, time and time again, we've seen people like Julio basically who had people with them and still got gunned down. So what makes you think that you're going to be able to hold these people by themselves? And unfortunately for her, it meant the end of her life. It is just a lesson for everyone that's involved in the streets in general. You should leave the beefing outside of wax. Like, don't mix your career with beefing. If anything, you shouldn't be beefing unless you have money for war, unless you have protection, unless you have people there besides you. Even then, it's probably a bad idea, because time and time again, anyone could get touched. You see, the president of the United States got touched. So what makes you think that you're gonna be good? That same day that she got shot, Donald Trump got shot at. So there's no way in hell that you're gonna be safe dissing people if the president of the United States, former president, and his detail, all those people in his security, and he still got shot himself, man. So it's just an unfortunate situation, but it's like you put that energy out into the world, and that's the energy that you're gonna get. You reap what you sow, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this crazy scenario. Let me know if you think this was totally avoidable. Let me know if you think she was lacking by posting her location, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on, gang. Like, comment, subscribe. Yes, sir. Peace.